Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today, we are very lucky day today. We have a very special guest today in our YouTube channel. Welcome, Betty.
Thank you so much, EBM.
Yeah, so there will be so many questions, and all the questions will be relating to our lives as immigrants and how we are trying our best to succeed. You know, when you move from one country to another, the purpose is to do better. So,
Yes.
And the better way is for people who have been in those countries, in those situations, to share some of their journey or things they know might be helpful. So someone, when it comes brand new, will be able to do that.
Okay.
Before we start asking questions, I would like for yourself to introduce yourself, first of all.
Okay, EBM, thank you so much. I'm so honored to be here in your show or channel. And hi, EBM viewers. So my name's Betty, or I go by Betty AZ. I'm a YouTuber and I come from Kenya, somewhere called Thika. And here in the US, I live in Arizona.
The great state of Arizona.
Yes, and you know what? And
the home of John McCain.
Yes, the desert. You know, this is where. Let me tell you, EBM. This is where you can get roasted live.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
So everyone, before we start, I've put on the comment Betty's channel. So it's Betty AZ channel. You can be able to check. She talks a lot of good things. We do certain things are similar, but she goes deeper because of different experiences. So it is better to learn from different people, different journey, different ways on how to succeed. So please go and subscribe to Betty if today's your first time to come across to our YouTube channel. I've been to her YouTube channel once as a guest, but now she's on my YouTube channel.
Okay.
So we'll start with the the first part. I'll be asking questions, and then you can ask me questions, and then we can get some questions from the people here.
Okay.
How many years have you been in the US?
Oh, I've been here about almost 8 years now.
8 years now.
And it's been good so far. I can't regret it, and that's why I can encourage somebody who is trying to come here and on the journey. It's a good place, and you know, we want more people to join us. It's yes.
Do you know on Monday next week, which will be August 16th, will be my 13th year anniversary in the greatest country in the world, here in US.
Wow. So that's
13,
amazing.
Yeah, 13 years.
Oh, yeah.
No regret in all those.
That's so many years. You've been here for a decade. Over.
Yeah. And all those years, 8 years I've been in the US. Have you been all in Arizona, or which other states have you lived before?
You know, for those I have traveled. You know, let me tell you, everybody when they come abroad, you know, we all have our goals and the things that we want to do as individuals. You know, like for me, personally, when I came here, I told God, I said, at my age, first of all, I don't care about investment. I don't care about anything else. I just want to explore. If God, you give me this opportunity to be in the plane for 16, like 20 something hours,
yeah.
I want to go and explore. And let me tell you, I did that for the first years. I traveled. I went to California. I went to Texas. I went to Vegas. I don't know how many times I've been to Vegas. So, and Seattle, I just wanted to explore. And then before getting serious, in the job and getting in the schedule, you know how this country can be. So yeah, that's I've been to different states, and yeah.
One of the things usual we start with is about the culture, weather. Let's start with the weather, climate. We come from tropical. When you are deciding to come to America, did you on purpose chose Arizona because there is no snow, or what made you to go to Arizona and not in other states of snow?
I can tell you, let me tell you, EBM, Arizona, if you are in healthcare, if you love doing healthcare and stuff like that, this is the place that I know all the states are the same. They have healthcare jobs and everything.
Yeah.
But Arizona, I guess it's a retirement state or something like that. It has a lot of jobs, like caregiving jobs, nursing jobs, stuff like that. I think in every few miles you travel a few miles and you find a group home or find a facility or something like that. So for me, when I came here, I honestly didn't even know there's a state called Arizona. I thought it's just, I don't know. I honestly did not know Arizona existed. So and the first time I came here, I loved it, and I felt, oh, this place feels like home. You know what I mean? You feel like, the weather was so good. It's hot, although it was like a little too hot, but not humid. Arizona is not humid.
Yeah,
so
that's the good thing about the West Coast.
Yes, so that the feeling of the weather like back home, and also Arizona looks more like Africa, kind of, if you've ever, the dryness and stuff like that. So for me, I fell in love with it, and that's why I decided to settle here. I'm like, hey, this is a place to be. And also the cost of living, it's so
in the West Coast, Arizona is the best because you can get the weather like California. Yes, it is a little bit hotter, but the cost of living is not like in California. So, and you are close by in Arizona, from Arizona to California. You can go there. Like I saw some photos of you are in USS Midway, San Diego area. I mean, you go there, you visit, then you go back to Arizona, which is cool.
It's only 6 hours, like, let me tell you, from Arizona, we drove 4 hours to Mexico, because it's like this Arizona is like, I think it used to be Mexico. That's what people say. Even part of Texas used to be. It used to?
Yeah.
Okay,
Arizona,
so
part of California, New Mexico, Texas. Yeah.
So we drove 4 hours to Mexico, and I tell you what, EBM, if you are in the States going to Mexico, they don't ask you nothing. The gates are wide open. You are welcome. You drive your car, you go to Mexico. Nobody is going to ask you for a visa. Nobody is going to ask you. So what I figured, even if you're visiting the US and you want to go to Mexico, you actually can, because you don't even need a visa to go to Mexico when you're coming from the US. I believe it's because they know, like, they're like, oh, if you're coming from the US, you know what you're doing. They don't care. So, so it's closer. And also, if I'm driving straight to California, it's like 6 hours. So it's you can access even Las Vegas. If I want to drive to Las Vegas, it's only 6 hours or 5 hours to Las Vegas. And also there are beautiful places like the Grand Canyon, Sedona, and all those great places. If you want to experience snow, you cannot experience it here in the valley. You can only go like 2 hours way up north to Flagstaff. That's why you go to see the snow. So if you live in Arizona, like the valley, you will not see snow at all. You'll only have, we have like 9 months of good weather, perfect weather, and the rest of the months are hot, like really hot. But it's better for somebody who is coming to, like, if you don't like cold, and especially the older people like our parents. I always advise, come to a state like Arizona that you're not gonna suffer with arthritis and the cold, and so it's good for older people as well.
Okay, that's good. Okay, if we go to another question, before we come to America, we have our own perception about America, the greatness, the beauty, or crazy, like any perception you have. But when you come, so what was your first cultural shock arriving in America?
Let me tell you, EBM. For me, I wouldn't say I had some culture shocks, and
I cannot hear you. Just wait. Are you on mute?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Now I can hear you.
I'm sorry, because somebody tried to call me. Oh my goodness, I'm using my phone. So what I'm saying is, I didn't have that much of culture shock, because been to UK before, and I lived there for a couple of years, so I didn't have as much, shocks. But of course, the usual things like the way they keep on a different side of the road, like not like back home, and stuff like that. And the English here shocked me. Actually, that was the number one shock here in the US. The English is so different from like the British we're used to. So yeah,
for me, like the English part nowadays, if I hear someone is speaking like a British, it is difficult for me to understand that person. Like, what is he talking about? Like, because I'm using now people talking American accent all the time, so like they complicate a lot in British.
Do you know, even writing, it's like the way we write is so different. Like when I want to write color back home, we write color with a U, right? Like color. But here they write different. They like COLOR, right? There are some differences. Even like when you're writing check, right? Back home we put check with a Q, but here we write check with CK. Yeah, so many different. It's a lot of words are so different than what we're used to back home. But it's funny because when you come here, you kind of blend in and you get used to it. You don't even realize.
Exactly.
Yeah.
As we started, I said like one of the reasons why people want to go to other countries around the world is also to explore, to improve their lifestyle, will reach their dreams, mostly financial and other parts. But sometimes when we come to these countries, we assume life is in Africa.
Yes.
Because I was a bank manager, I have to go to America and I have to wear a tie. I have to go to become a bank manager or become a supervisor. How does someone come to America? Do you advise the perception of jobs, like finding jobs? How does that, can you advise someone, first of all, to start looking for jobs? And then what type of jobs can you advise someone to get earlier before you go further to the career?
Okay. What I can tell people is when you come into the US or when you plan to come here, the picture you see or the expectations you have in your head, you better put them down and have an open mind, because when you come here, I see a lot of people, and this is from experience. I see some people coming here and they get very disappointed because what they are seeing on the ground is so different from what they hear. And actually, I have seen some people that go back, like they're like, is this how I'm gonna start life here? Let me go back, because back home, honestly, I had a friend of mine. She came and she looked around and she was like, is this how life is here? The jobs and everybody's so busy and the lifestyle and the social life. She decided to go home. She said, you know what? I'm not struggling back home. I'm doing good. I have a job, so let me go. And I said, well, if you have a good job and everything, she has a really good job and good paying. So I said, you're lucky. But for somebody like Betty, who didn't have that, this is an opportunity, a dream come true. And in Africa, a lot of people are like the middle class. So when you come here and you are not like doing like that great back home, this is the best place you can achieve your goals, you can achieve your dreams here, and come with an open mind. And whoever will host you, they will only guide you, but they will not dictate your future in the country. Let me tell you, let's not always blame our host. I hear a lot of people say, whoever hosts you is the one who's has the final say, or if somebody hosts you, they are only giving you the foundation. It's up to you to open your eyes and explore and see the opportunities around you, because you cannot live a life of somebody else's life. So when you come here, first of all, if you're a teacher back home, or if you're a lecturer, or you're a doctor, you are whatever, grab a job or a job that for sure, this is where I will start as I work towards going back to become a doctor. And you know what? Let's say you have a family back home, EBM. You cannot come to this country and tell me right away you're going to enroll to a school right away and start becoming a full-time student. You can't do that. Exactly. So when you come here, you have to, first of all, find something to give you some income, and then work around your schedule. Know that, okay, now I have this job, it's giving me this much. Do I need an extra job? Yes. Do I need to go to school? Yes. As you start somewhere and go up, step by step. If you're lucky to come with a work permit here, some people come with a work authorization, they come here to work. If you're lucky, that's good, because you're coming here with a career. But majority of the people, they don't come here with careers. They come here and they get their careers here. They start from somewhere as they go up. Your qualifications back home, your degrees, your whatever, you're not going to use them here. You will need them, but they will need you to be certified here. You know how the system is here. They want you to have the degree for here. So it's a journey. And what I can encourage people is, it's doable, it's manageable, it's not that hard. As long as you're focused, you're open-minded, you are a go-getter, you can achieve it. And it's not hard. So we are not discouraging anybody. We are only here to tell people that when you come, start from somewhere. If I tell you to become a caregiver, and you used to be you used to work in these big banks back home, you used to be in a Barclays bank, sitting, going around in a chair, and you come here and say, okay, EBM, it's time for you, this is the job that you're going to do, become a caregiver. You will go there, own it, and say, God, I am a caregiver today, but tomorrow I will become a great person, or I'll get my career back. You know what I mean? Yeah, so that's the way it works here.
I usually tell people, and these normal jobs we are talking about, working in the restaurant, warehouse, caregiver, all this kind of thing, is not just for immigrants. The Americans themselves, they work on those ones.
They do it, yes.
We are people doing master's, PhD, they finish, they go to the restaurant, they do serve dishes. The good thing about here, people don't care much about the name of the job.
The title.
You care of your responsibilities as bills? Are you paying for your own money? What you get, kind of that. So that is, people should know that people respect, as long as you are a taxpayer, you get the money. And don't come here and get satisfied because maybe you are, as I'm giving an example, you are getting maybe $500 per month while you are in Tanzania or in Kenya. Then you come here, you work in the normal jobs, you get 2,000, and you assume that is the dream life. No. Yes, it's a good start, but can you go to 4,000? Can you go to 8,000? There is no limit, as long as you know the path to go towards to most career in that particular area.
Yeah, and one thing I'm always proud of us, foreigners or Africans. Let me tell you, a lot of Africans, when they come here, they are so, because we are very hardworking, and life back home gives us, it teaches us life lessons. So when come here, we are disciplined, and we work so hard. Majority, I'm not saying everybody, but majority work so hard, and they come with their dreams, and they do better. If you see an African here, 5 years old in this country, or 3 years, you wouldn't believe it. Some people, they have, like, they'll get homes, they have, beautiful homes, they're driving good cars. An American that was born here, that has never seen all these opportunities, are still, like, they can't even catch up with you. You come to their country, we come here, and we get these opportunities because we can see, we target them when we are back home. By the time we land here, we are onto these opportunities. So I see a lot of Americans, like, when we go to jobs and stuff like that, you see, like, the way they are living their life, you're like, oh my goodness, you are born here. What's up? What's happening? Like somebody telling you, oh, I don't have, like, you can tell from their stories. You're like, my goodness, these people are born here. How I wish,
Yeah.
But we do, a lot of Africans, they do so good when they come here. They build their lives, and it's unbelievable.
Yeah, it is very, very true. We are talking about jobs in a traditional way to go to find jobs. But another thing, there are other things people should know. We see there are immigrants come here, they do business, or they do other type of self-employment or self-jobs, like you can have a group home at home, or you can have your own daycare. or
Yes.
you can become a foster mother, foster father, foster parent. Can you
Mm.
explain a little bit about being in those kind of areas?
Okay, in the state of Arizona gives you a good chance to do it, an opportunity to do it. And I hear Oregon and Seattle are, you know, one of those states too that you can do do so good when you're self-employed. So when it comes to healthcare in Arizona, it's a good state to start like your own group home, or, you know, adult family. In Seattle they call them adult family, or, you know, or facility or an agency, or you can start anything you want, you know. And when you talk about group homes, we don't mean only group homes for elderly only. You can start a group home for like developmental disability, or you can start a group home for people with behavioral health, you know, like behavioral health. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
So there are all these kind of, you can sit down and decide. All you need to do is to you know, like get the right training and the requirements that are needed. And most of these jobs are not even hard to, you know, myself, I haven't started a group home, but this is the area that I'm looking at, you know. I'm like, oh my goodness, I need to go for this opportunity, you know. And yeah, you can be self-employed here. A lot of people are becoming very self-employed. Things like driving, even for Uber, you know, like transportation, that is another self-employed. You can be self-employed, you can do Uber, you can do Lyft, things like that. And starting up your own business in America, it's very, very, very it's easy. You can do it. So, and these are the things that I encourage people: become self-employed. For me right now, I am I'm a foster mom, and I cannot tell you that we do fostering for business. It's not, when you're doing fostering, it's a way of helping, opening up your
Rewarding.
home. Yes, for the community, to, you know, to help somebody out there who doesn't have a home. When I'm doing fostering, you know, like my home, it's a licensed foster home. So, and you know, some people, they tell me, Betty, can you host us when you come to the state? I can't host because my home is already licensed. For anybody to live in my home, they have to have fingerprint clearance card, and they have to have the training, because in my home I'm doing it for foster, but that is not like a group home, because you're not supposed to depend on of course they give you a reimbursement, and they don't call it salary. So that is not like the business you can do to, like, you know, you don't do fostering for business. You do fostering to kind of help out, you know. But it's also a good thing if you have a big home, you want to open up and you want to help in the community, you will get reimbursed. It's not for free, but it's another thing that it's worth doing. So yeah, there's so many opportunities. Businesses in Arizona, people are doing so good. A lot of Kenyans have group homes here,
and that is something unusual. Yes, it is easier. One day we were having live, and we had Kenyan by marriage. Oh, this is Africa. Made a very good comment, because he has also experience in Kenya and here, and which is true that in America it is easier and faster to get a job.
Yes,
but it's easier to start a business, but sometimes you have to know the right business to operate.
Yes.
Because there are so much companies in the industry, you can fail quicker. So you have to do a good research on the areas. But he said in Africa, what he experienced, it is difficult to get a job, but it is easier to start a business from whatever level, and you can start by experimenting from your neighbors. But here, cannot just be taking corn and go around the neighbors and selling them corn or do something. But so I was just trying to say, like, but no matter wherever you are, you have to look about also the business side and see what will be the right way by looking about the area where you can be competition and do all other kind of things to be able to.
It's not just it's not just being employed. You can do so good when you come. There's that opportunity of being self-employed, and that is what I have seen a lot of Africans are doing that nowadays. A lot of foreigners are becoming self-employed, and you can even start your own restaurant. I have seen people here that are doing.
I have a plan for that. Yeah.
Yeah, and also some people, they are very good at making like cooking. Like I have a lady friend, she cooks for events and she's well known. She cooks here, she cook mandazi, chapatis, and whenever there's like a wedding or like an event, she's the she's to go for. So we always get her, like she's recommended, she does a good job. So even cooking, you can become a chef even in places, so yeah.
And myself, I one time I planned it to do. I was planning to have a East African restaurant, but in order to do that, I didn't want to jump in. So there is one Kenyan has a good restaurant in San Diego. So I asked him, I have my master's. Can I learn your business? And he said, "Oh, no problem." So he invited me to go there. So I was on the cooking part because for me, I'm certified chef. So I went up to. I'm certified chef.
Oh,
I know about cooking.
You are?
I know about like preparing everything. So what I came to realize on my end, I want to have a business where I don't want to have stress of if I'm not there. So there are certain things on, especially African business, you have to develop like a cooking guide, which any American can help you instead of depending only just for the few Africans who are in that area to help you. Yeah. So there are certain things he taught me understanding. So I said, if I have to do it, to be down the road, I need to have certain ways. So, but he's doing very good. Like every person goes to Southern California, go to that restaurant, Taste of East Africa, in El Cajon, whatever. So he's doing very, very good on that.
Yeah, and let me tell you, another thing I don't see a lot here in Arizona. I'm sure they are, and this is a business that booms in Africa. You see, even opening a club, like a nightclub or something like that. Yeah. I see, like here in Arizona. I wish, this is one thing I always say, I wish I have somebody who I can partner with to start like a club here, have good music and like African music, make it like an African club. Let me tell you, in Arizona, in all the states, that is another business opportunity people can do. It's not just the healthcare, it's not just this, even things like that, restaurants and night clubs. Those are things also, they are here. I see a lot of people from other countries, African countries like Cameroon or Ghana, Nigeria. They have clubs. I know that we have one in Phoenix. I don't know from who, like from, I don't know what that guy is from, which country, but you can tell it plays Tanzania music, Ghana music, African music, and you're like, oh, wow, this is nice. So you can bring your gift from home. You can bring your uniqueness here, and you'll do good,
Yeah, that is a very good part too.
Yeah.
Another question I may ask, for the full time you've been here, nowadays also you do YouTube.
Yeah.
How do you advise for people, whether you are here or you are in Africa, whether you do YouTube for helping or for whatever reason, for money? How do you encourage people to start or to expand their YouTube just like you, to become a bigger YouTuber like you?
Let me tell you, when you do YouTube, I can tell you that if you put an effort, or if you give your best through the YouTube channel, it's gonna reward you. It'll pay you. And YouTube, when you become a YouTuber, and a lot of YouTubers back home, they're getting paid good money. Even for me, I don't make that much, but YouTube pays. So if you're back home and you don't have a job and you want something, to make an income, build a YouTube channel. You will make money. For me, I'm always like, I cannot lie. It's better to tell people the truth. Start a YouTube channel, give the best, be unique, bring out your unique content, make your channel, build your channel, and don't feel bad, because starting a YouTube is not that easy to get 1,000 subscribers and the 4,000 watch hours. But you know what? You need patience. You build it, because we cannot all start like you start today and tomorrow you have 60K subscribers like EBM. So build your channel slowly, give it to your uniqueness, advertise it to anywhere, different platforms, advertise your channel, give the best, and YouTube will pay you. Yeah. YouTube is not free. It'll pay you good money. Like sometime when you make $500 back home, like in Kenya, that's 50,000. That's a salary. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if you make $200 a month, that's, you know, and the paid, it varies depending on how many views you got. So I can encourage people, grow your YouTube channel, or you can start a YouTube channel, bring out your content, and yeah, you won't regret it.
And I usually tell people, let's say you are starting first year college.
Yes.
In 4 years, you are graduating. Making 500 will be normal if you are really doing YouTube for 4 or 5 years.
Yes.
Like, but we are used to, okay, let me finish university, let me go and find a job. Yeah, I know YouTubers in Tanzania who get paid over 85,000 on a monthly basis.
Let me tell you, EVM, they do. And I see these YouTubers back home, even to approach them and to be on their channel, you pay them. You pay them to, you know, like somebody was telling me, Betty, when your channel grows, people will be paying you to come. Like now, I'll be paying you for you to bring me on your YouTube channel because you're marketing them. So we will, you know, but it doesn't start from day one. It's a work in progress. You know, you have to build, you have to be patient and wait for that time to. But you cannot just sit there and post one video a week and say, oh, you know, my channel is not growing. I remember this guy called, I have this guy here in Arizona. His name is Eric, and he has a YouTube channel. It's called 101 Wealth Creators. He approached me. He had like 40 subscribers. He said, Betty, I'm giving up. And I said, why are you giving up? My channel is not growing. I said, let me check out your channel. He only have 2 videos. I said, are you kidding me? You have 2 videos, but already you have given up. I said, listen to me, Eric. You have to, he's 101 Wealth Creators. He's very good at talking about stocks. And, you know, these are crypto, what are they called? Cryptocurrencies and things like that. He's awesome. And I want you, maybe one day you can host him to this channel and talk to people about cryptocurrencies. Let me tell you, I told Eric, I said, listen, don't just target the Kenyans or the Africans. Throw in a video out there. Talk about cryptos. Target, you know, like let your videos sell themselves. I'm telling you, he did that. That guy right now, the other day he was celebrating and said, Betty, in few weeks, I have 1,000 subscribers. I say, see, and he posted constantly, almost every day. He was like talking about cryptos, you know, trading and stuff like that. So that is a good example of how, when you start, don't just post 2 videos and give up. And yeah, it's work.
Before before you called me, I was talking to one person, so I had to hang up and when say we have to go live. The person has a YouTube channel. I get it a long time ago. I was asking, you should have started the channel. So, I've started another YouTube channel. I said, why have you started another YouTube channel? I want to have 2. What is the purpose? One is I'm doing prank. This one, which is the other one, I'm recording the videos about maybe the most expensive watch or something. So it's a different type of content. Yeah. I said in the new channel, in 1 week, he posted 16 videos, which is very, very good. Yeah. I mean, he has 25 subscribers. The other one, he has 1,000 and something subscribers. But the last time he posted the video was 2 months ago. And was the video of, it was 39 seconds. Yeah. And the other video, 3 months ago, was eating ugali just less than a minute. I said, if you want to record, why can't you take all these 25 videos, whatever 16 videos, post them on this channel? I don't want to confuse my audience. Yes. Said, what audience do you have? I went to analytics. I mean, I show your viewers, the most highly watched videos is 60 views. So you don't have any permanent member. Just continue. So I had to guide him. I say, you have what type of job? We say, I'm working the job up to early in the morning at 6 up to 10, 11 in the morning. He's selling breads and other things, business of that nature. So what are you doing after that? I said, do you know you have all of these hours? Where do you live in the rural part of Shinyanga in Tanzania? I said, why? I haven't seen the videos people are selling cows. I haven't seen the women are going to get firewood. make the video. Don't you think about people in Shinyanga. Think about someone in China, someone in over there in Sweden. They haven't seen a baby chick in their real life. Record those videos.
Yeah.
Interview someone, normal conversation. So people, like, they have to know that you have enough time to do so many things, and especially if you're in Africa.
Yeah.
You have so much content. But the
Yes.
only way you have to do is just how you can be able to have consistency. Post the videos, post the video.
Yeah, it's like when you give birth to a little baby, you know, they take step by step, you know, every milestone, and yeah, you won't regret it. And I can tell you guys, YouTube pays, so go for it. It might not be a lot of money, like make you rich, but you know what, guys, we can get there. Yeah.
It will make you rich. It's just the matter of years. If you want to know it will make someone rich, wait for me 5 years.
Yeah. Another thing I will tell you is I get a lot of questions. People ask me, Betty, when about the jobs, like caregiving jobs. Let me mention it. Some people, they struggle. They are men, you know, like wanaume. They come here. They're like, I can't do a caregiving job. Do I have to take care of a lady, like an older lady? And I said, yes. Come with the mind if you start being a caregiver, like caregiving job, even if you are a man, you will go to that job and give that lady a shower, and know that it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, you know. And I brought this topic because I was talking to somebody last week, and they were like, so me, I'm a man, me like a man, I go in there and start washing a woman, abomination. And and I said, it's not abomination. You will, because if you're a doctor or a nurse, you're not gonna pick your patient. So that's one thing, that it's just being open-minded. Yeah, I thought I brought that along because I had forgotten to mention that. Yeah,
which that is very good, because the mindset, you are coming here for greatness. It's just, you don't go to Real Madrid and then you become the star. You're not Cristiano Ronaldo. You will start from
yeah.
So you are here. Myself, I was cleaning, sometimes like I had a master's degree and you were just cleaning the offices, cleaning the toilets, and you see like your supervisor is just high school dropout with a GED or something. And you have to respect them. In the end, you do your job correctly, because they will call your supervisor if you get a job. So you have to do the best. Then life has to continue. Do
you know, here in America, not just America, do you know there are some people here, Americans, they can't even write. You go to these jobs and they tell you to write notes, and when you compare your notes to their notes, you're like, is this an American? And their English is so good, but the minute they put a pen down, they're like writing things, you're like, my goodness. You know,
exactly.
And especially like the African Americans, I don't mean to disrespect anybody, but I'm saying most of them, oh my goodness, the English, the grammar, it's so weird. You're like, oh my goodness. So, you know, don't think because you're an African and you can speak good English that you're not qualified, or no, you are better. You are really good.
Yeah. So,
yeah. Do we have any question? Anybody?
There is a question from someone here, AJ Scholars. He was asking about how did you come to America?
I came,
yeah, let me find this question. Yeah, so that was one of the question.
It's a green card. Apply the green card, and that's how I came here.
Yeah, so
you know, I'm a green card holder, so I came here with a green card. Let me tell you, when people ask you, how did you come to America? It's not about how you came to America. It's about exactly. It's about, you know, the journey. It doesn't matter how you came to America. It doesn't matter if you jumped the wall. It doesn't matter if you came here by green card. All that matters is, what is your goal? What is your focus? What is you know, like, what drives you to achieve all this, you know?
And that, let me give the funny story about that.
Yeah. Hold on. Somebody's, oh, my brother is playing music.
Let me give you the funny story about usually for me, I usually don't ask that question, but
Yeah.
you know, people, if they're not in America, they can ask this question. My wife didn't know that there are certain questions you cannot ask immigrant.
Yeah.
So maybe we see some. So do you have green card? Do you have whatever? So I thought those are not questions you can ask a person.
No, you don't ask those questions. How did you?
For me, like it's just like for me, I follow you, America. I say, so how much money do you have? Exactly the much money you have in the bank account, and what you are social again? They cannot.
Yeah.
It's not private information, unless someone decided to share. Oh, I'm looking for a job for federal. I will ask, are you a U.S. citizen versus green card? I can ask that question because the jobs in a federal way they require maybe. Do you have any crime? Because there will be a fingerprint and there will be background check. But I cannot just ask you in a normal situation conversation. Okay, so do you have any crime? I mean, no, you cannot ask certain kind of questions. But yeah.
Yeah, let me tell you, EBM. One thing, we are proud to be Africans, but sometimes Africans we get very personal and get in somebody's, like in somebody's. What I can say, we ask very personal questions without knowing, but when you come to the US, they become, you're like, people are very sensitive around here. I don't know if you've noticed. When I came here, that is when I learned that there's a bubble, like somebody telling you, don't get in my bubble, don't get in my personal space. People are very, very sensitive. And people who are back home, let me tell you, here in the US, people can be so personal, like, you go to touch somebody and they'll be like, they can make a big deal out of it. And they can even, some people, they can even start, they can sue you. They're like, they touched me. I did not want to be touched, but he touched me, and they can even sue you for that. So when you come to this country, you have to be very careful how, like, even when you're working with a lady, I know back home people, like, they kind of joke and they like hug you, or a man can just come around you and they just give you a hug and something like that. Here, people will be like, you're getting in my space, and they can make a big deal out of it. So even asking questions about how did you go to the States? Oh, are you green card holder? Are you a US citizen? Are you think here in America, a lot of people don't ask you that because those are personal questions. Not unless I share.
Yes.
Like when I meet somebody here, they'll be like, oh, what brought you to the States? They're trying to get to know you. Oh, what brought you here? They want to know you in that way, like, oh, what made you move here? But they cannot ask you, how did you come here? Did you win green card? Are you a citizen? And I see some Africans here, you meet them at the parties, when you go to the party, they'll be like, oh, so do you have a green card? Do you have papers? You're like, don't ask me those questions. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how I came here. It doesn't matter if I'm green card holder. I'm here.
Oh, the other question, usual. I found a way of answering that, because we came through a certain scholarship. So someone asked, so when do you miss home? Do you plan to go? When are you going back home? So usually ask them, where is home? Because God is not on the planet Earth, and I'm not in the Mars. I'm still on planet Earth. Go and conquer the world. I'm conquering the world now.
Let me tell you, BM, another funny thing is, when you come here to the US, don't assume that somebody is married, because you find people like you can find somebody is a woman you're working with, and you're like, oh, how is your husband? You hear them talking about my wife or my husband, and you don't know if they are the opposite sex or the same sex. So those are also very sensitive questions. And also, I've learned nowadays, even on the phone, they are like that. They're asking you, what do you consider what do you call yourself? They don't ask you, are you male or female? What do you call yourself? Do you call yourself male or do you call yourself female? Because they respect the like LGBT things like that, like being gay and stuff like that. So those are some of the questions I'm coming to realize, oh, this person knows I'm a woman, but they want to hear it from what do you consider yourself as? And also, they ask you, they know you're Black, but they don't ask you, are you Black? Or you're Black from where? They ask you, what do you consider yourself, your race? They want you to say it yourself, but they come up, the way they structure the question. You get what I mean?
You are reminding me when I was in primary school. There is one guy we are studying with. So there are people, because we have a very old ship, which was built by German back, like it has 108 years old. So they came to build it. So the mother of one person, so dated the guy, then they had a child. So the child is interracial, kind of that. So then that child became older and had a child. So it's just like my son Benedict married a black person and have the child. So the grandchild, who was like typical, is like us. So when you have to identify, like, why, I don't know, like, are you Mzungu, black, whatever, and the person tiki Mzungu. What? Well, are you Mzungu? We know you eating ugali with us. Like, but my grandfather is white. Get out. So, but here you are given the opportunity. What percentage do you want to call yourself? So the guy was just like, great father is white, but so he's going to put himself like, I'm white. In Tanzania, say, no way. We know you are eating ugali. You are not Mzungu.
Yeah. Yeah. Here it's people are very sensitive. Yeah. And people make a very big deal out of and that's another culture shock. People make a very big deal out of nothing. Like, you're working with somebody and they're making a big deal out of something, and you're like, what is the big deal? You are an African. We are so different. The way we do our things are so different from the Americans. So when you come here, you start to realize some of these things. You're like, why are you making this such a big deal? But for them, it's a big deal. You're like, okay, I guess. But you learn with time. You learn. Yeah.
So speaking of that, what are the things on the other side, if they talk, or whether it's food you don't like at all, and maybe sometimes you see like this is kind of another pressure on your end?
I didn't get that.
Like, I'm giving example. Let me give example. For instance, someone, for Americans, if they say, oh, you have accent, where are you have accent, it depends. Some people, they take it a negative way, some people take it positive way. Because negative, because we see someone can equate accent equals to not knowing English, instead of accent is maybe geographical region. So where are you from? So there are certain things Americans, because maybe they do not know, they can say something, or they can invite you on. I'm giving example. Someone can invite you. I remember invite you, let's go to the bonfire. What is? I didn't know. I was brand new. What's bonfire? Oh, we got nearby the beach or some places. We put it like some firewood, whatever. So I asked, is that funny? Like something? Oh, it's cool. I said, that is poverty for me, so I'm not coming. So like, I'm giving an example. There are certain things like for them it's cool, but for you, like, okay, do they know where I'm coming from?
Yeah. Okay. That reminds me. There's another lady we worked with. She's a white lady, and then a white lady. She said, "Oh, I want to." She started saying, "Oh, I want to take Betty to what's the name of this show? I can't remember the event. It happens once a year. Oh my goodness, I'm forgetting the name for that event. But she said, I'm trying to think about the name of that event. Sorry, guys, I forgot. But she said, oh, I want to take Betty, but because I know she doesn't know what this event is, like what is, because she's from Africa. She doesn't know. And she started going on. So for me, I didn't want to make it a big deal. But let me tell you, because I was sitting with an African American there, oh, she made a big deal out of it. And she was like, you know how they go like that? And she started going, just because you think Betty's from, that is so disrespectful. And she went on and on and on. And I said, oh, please, you don't have to make it a big deal. I'm okay. I understand what she means. Maybe she thought, and I explained to the lady, I said, I wish I had time. We could have gone. You show me, for me to experience it. Honestly, I didn't get it. I didn't take it offensive, but this African American sitting next to me, she took it as an offense. She was like, oh, and she started cursing, and she said, oh, these MFs are crazy just because we are black. And she went on and on and on. And I said, oh my goodness, Jesus. And this lady apologized and she said, Betty, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to disrespect you because you came from Africa. You are still new. I thought you don't know about this. And I said, it's true. We don't have this kind of event, but this, so let me tell you guys, the way us Africans get some of these things is not the way some of the African Americans get it. They can flip. And I'm telling you, they can change the topic and they can go way crazy about some stuff. And they are some are very overly sensitive. And I remember one time I was doing Uber. And I told to this lady, I said, oh, what do you think? You know, I said, oh, you know, us people from Africa. Just to say us from Africa, she said, oh, you guys from Africa think you're special. Just because you're from Africa, you're from the motherland. She started making drama out of that. And I said, oh, I don't want to call myself American. That's why I'm saying us from Africa. She said, oh, you know, you guys, you come here, you disrespect us, you don't like us. We are black people like you, but you think because you're from the motherland, you have all the land and you have all the money and you think you're more special than us. And I said, what is this lady on about? I say, ma'am, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to disrespect. She said, you Africans don't like us and we're black people like you. And I said, oh my God, I'm sorry. So I said, let me drive you and I'll you know, to your destination. And I drove very fast. I dropped her and I was bye.
Yeah. Speaking of that, in my opinion, which, in my experience, it's true there is a quarrel between, I usually call African and African American.
Yes.
For us, we are African from real Africa. But majority of them, they consider them African American. They are not African American. They are Black American because they don't have the father, they don't have the grandfather in any country. So they not relate in that particular way. So usually, even like one of the university I was, there are two organizations. There was a Black student organization where Africans are not part of it.
Oh, yeah.
African student organization. And it's a common here in America because the agenda of a Black student organization is different from African organizations. And again, and you are not considered as Black over there. And for us, it's, oh, we are the original. So it's just like there is something in between. So even the scholarship, when they say Black student scholarships, just go there as African. You see if you will get them.
Yeah. You see, if somebody say, I realize a lot of people, they say, oh, I have caught some accent. I know a lot of like Americans, they say, oh, I have caught some accent in when you talk to me. Where are you from? You know, like they say it in a very like kind of scared, in a very polite way. I have caught some accent. You know, if somebody say that, don't think they're asking you that because your English is bad. It's just because they can tell the difference between an American accent. And it's like my son. When my son speaks, you can tell he has an American, he's starting to get that American accent. But me, when I talk, you can definitely tell. So for me, I don't take offense. I'm always very proud to say, oh, I'm Kenyan. I'm from Kenya, period. She said, oh, are you from Africa? I'm not just from Africa. I'm African, but Kenyan. And I like to tell them, oh, Kenya is beautiful. You should visit, you know? It's just the way you take the question. Don't make a big deal out of somebody asking you about your accent. I don't care.
It's just like usually, for me, I usually tell it this way. And apart from this, I had it myself since before I came to America, but I lived in, the first year was in West Virginia, where 96% is white. So you go to the event, 500 people, 600 people, you are only Black. So I say, you have the option to choose to be a minority or to be a superstar. The decision is yours. Because if a white person goes to a village, he's a superstar because he chose to be a superstar. But if he wants to be inferior, I'm not going to be inferior. So everybody wants to talk to me. It's just like when you are, like, just even in school, you go to in a village, you are still like, oh, you're coming from Nairobi. People or girls want to be with you, or guys want to be with you. It's the same thing. So how do you perceive yourself? So if someone say the accent, how they perceive here, they perceive is as a fancy thing, like is it something, I mean, like is a fancy, oh, you are from somewhere else, it's cool, whatever. It's not like in the negative, but for us, because we put education, like English means education. So if you don't understand that, does it mean I do not know, I'm not educated? So we go direct, language is equal to education. So that's why majority of people are so upset. But there is no, for them, accent means, oh, you are from France, you are from Africa, is a cool thing. And some people, I know there are some people, they say, I must get married or have to date someone from this particular country or this continent, because it's just like you are, let's say you are in Meru and you date a white person, you look cool that way. It's just the same like here. For them, if you in the community, you also cool, oh, who's your husband or who's your wife? That guy from Africa. So you are the only cool guy from in the block. So
yeah. And what I can tell people when they come to the US, because I know a lot of people are gonna make it here, whether green card or
you are still, someone was calling you, I think, again.
Yeah, I'm sorry. They were trying. They keep. That's why I don't like using my phone on the live. One thing I will say is, when you come here, my advice, according to how I've seen, just be humble, get in the right direction, the right company, and if like, because you know what. A lot of people, the way we see the US, and especially when people are abroad, the way they see the US, they see the US like the Black people are the target, or the Black people are here to be, get in trouble with the police. What I can advise people is, when you come here, be humble. When you are stopped like by a police officer, not all officers are bad. When you are stopped, just talk politely, agree what they're telling you. Don't go like, oh, officer, you stopped me because I'm Black. Officer, you what? And calling and cussing them out. If you start that, you're gonna get in trouble for real. And I'm not saying, like all officers are good and stuff like that. We already know what has happened in the past. But guys, for you to save your life and to avoid getting in trouble, I have been stopped twice by the police. And let me tell you, EBM, before even he finishes, like that police officer, one of them, he even laughed. And one of them gave me a hug. Because as soon as they stopped me, I'm like, officer, you are right, I'm wrong. Oh my goodness, I apologize for everything. I say, officer, you are right. Everything you're telling me, I agree. Everything, you are right. You are the officer, I am wrong. Who am I to say no? And he was like, you're crazy. I say, officer, anything you have accused me of, I have done it. But I apologize and I'm asking you for forgiveness. Please don't give me a ticket. I say, officer, if you give me a ticket, I don't have the money. I say, officer, I was like, in a nice way, but I really, and then after that, he was like, oh, I can tell you have an accent. Where are you from? And it's an officer. I said, I'm from Kenya. And I said, oh my goodness, and I start having a conversation. So from that, the officer says, I was not going to give you a ticket. I was going to give you a warning. You are speeding. And I say, I apologize, officer. I promise I will go at a right speed. Full stop. So don't make a big deal. Oh, because now I'm from Africa, you're stopping me because do not do that. You will make things worse. And maybe, you don't know what, we don't want the worst. Be humble yourself. If somebody is starting an argument or a fight out there and you're here and you're an African, you know what? Become the bigger person. Let them go, If somebody is racist, deal with them, but deal with them in a mature way, in a good way, because there's always like, I have seen even my son getting like racial comments at school, but the way I deal with it, I don't want to make it even worse for my son. I have to use a lot of wisdom. So these things, I take wisdom and prayers and everything. And believe me, if you leave this country being humble, God is going to exalt you and you're going to go fast. So thank you, ABM. I don't want to be so long in this channel.
No. For me, I'm enjoying and I'm learning so many things, and we share so many good contents to others.
Yeah, I want to go because I have some things going on. I'm a single mom, so I run the show. And also I can tell people, if you're a single parent and you're scared to come to the US and start a life, look at Betty here. I have 2 kids and I have more, like foster kids, and I'm doing it, and God is faithful. You can do it. America, it's all about how aggressive you are. So yeah.
And everybody, you have to go to BetAZ YouTube channel and subscribe.
Oh yes, come subscribe to my channel. I want my channel to grow. And guys, I always tell people, I tell you the truth, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So if you want to learn about the good, the bad, you come to my channel.
Indeed. Just before, just like a few seconds before you leave, just one sec. I want just to make it easier for people, because maybe instead of saying, oh, just go, okay.
And by the way, I have a Kikuyu channel. Okay. If you
so this is your main channel for people who want to know, because I don't want people who are talking, oh, Betty's channel. So this is the channel. You'll be able to see all these good things here. You can be able to.
Are you able to search the other channel, the Kikuyu channel?
Family.
Betty's Family.
Okay. This one, right? Yeah.
Yes. I put some.
This one. Let me subscribe right now.
Oh,
I'm using the other account.
Thank you so much. Yeah. That is all Kikuyu, but I do some kind of comedy, like Kikuyu comedies. The reason I started that is because I have this like kind of talent of doing comedies, and my comedies doesn't come out good in Swahili or English. So it's not because I want to be like a tribal or anything. It's just because I deliver good in Kikuyu. I have that humor better in Kikuyu. That's why I started that, for just comedy.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Okay.
So thank you so much for spending the time, an hour with us. I really appreciate.
Asante sana.
I'm available to be coming back to your channel for any topic.
Yes, and thank you so much, EBM, because you know what, you are my mentor, and you are great. You share so much information, and I really I'm proud of you, what you're doing in your channel. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And if anybody, I didn't answer your question, we are so sorry. We have to end up today. We have to end right now. So I really appreciate it.
God bless you. Bye. Bye.